This is KHQA Overtime with Chris Dewar. Brought to you by Con Communications. This is KHQA. It's your news now.
And this is Saturday, November the 16th, and you have entered overtime as tonight we bring closure to what those of us in the local sports coverage community refer to lovingly as the week of long drives. And as job perks go, scenic nightly trips to such exciting vistas as Huntsville, Missouri, Cedar Rapids, Iowa, or my personal favorite, that 5:30 a.m. dash to Bloomington Normal, are as glamorous as they sound. The payoff, however, for all that time spent in the car loudly singing Christmas carols or belting out the chorus at the top of your lungs to heavy bells like a maniac, and I'm speaking hypothetically, of course, is the real fun stuff we get to see when we arrive at our places of destination. Nothing is more fun than covering a November to remember, and we had volleyball, swimming, and gridiron luminaries from east to west tonight trying to give us exactly that. State quarterfinal action in football. The Palmyra Panthers, we will start west of the Mississippi, taking on a really good Blair Oaks squad today in a showdown that's about as good as it gets in Class 2 football. Kevin Miles' crew in for a dogfight from start to finish. Palmyra would set the tone early in this one against the Falcons with defense as Case Doyle, about to have himself a day, made the first 2 tackles of the game for his team. 8 possessions early on. The first drive stymied for Blair Oaks. They punt it back to Palmyra. Palmyra 3 and out. They punt it back to Blair Oaks. And then it's a 3 and out for the Falcons as again it's Case Doyle on the job. So Blair Oaks punts it back to Palmyra. And the first play since, how about this guy, Caleb Kaiser time. His speed is better than yours. 64 yards in for the score. The PAT would fail. Palmyra had an early 6-0 lead. The Palmyra defense not messing around in this game. I mentioned Case Doyle. He was everywhere in this first quarter. Another tackle here, this one for loss, with the Falcons threatening on 3rd down and long. 4th down and long, they're going to go for it. And how about Alex Spross with the quarterback sack? He's not fooled by play action. Taking it down. Blair Oaks turns the ball over on downs. Palmyra's offense would struggle with 2 visits inside the 30 and no points to show for it, but the defense still standing up strong. Matt Hettinger with a tackle for loss. Very next play, though, things go awry. Dominic Jamerson right here takes the pitch, and 43 yards later, he's going to go down the sideline and cut right through the heart of that Palmyra defense to make it an 8-6 lead after the PAT was converted. Just a couple plays later, it's a 15-6 lead on the quarterback keeper right here from 18 yards away. Palmyra had one more visit to the red zone before the half, got it all the way down to Blair Oaks' 7-yard line, but again, came away empty. 15-6 at the half in favor of Blair Oaks. Palmyra 3 visits in the first half, inside the 35, no points to show for it. Second half, Matt Hettinger trying to set the tone again with the defense. Great stop right there, but the Falcons would extend their lead out to as much as 22-6 on this rumble. Palmyra looked to be dead with about 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter, facing 4th down and long. Well, you know what? First, we've got great stuff right here. Check out this pass from Brock Butler to Case Doyle. Unbelievable catch along the sideline. Palmyra in the 3rd quarter looked like they were going to get some things going, but this drive would stall out on downs, the 4th one in those 2 quarters. Blair Oaks trying to come back with a flea flicker right here, facing 4th and long, batted away nicely by Caleb Kaiser. So now Palmyra in desperation mode with about 8.5 minutes left to go, facing 4th down and 10. Fantastic play call right here as Brock Butler finds the seam route to Case Doyle, and Case Doyle is going to get on his motor and go. Made some outstanding catches today, a couple of unbelievable tackles, and this, my friends, along with a 2-point conversion by, you guessed it, Case Doyle, cuts Palmyra back to within a single score. They are only down 22-14 at this point. Palmyra seizing momentum defensively as well. Matt Frankenbach with a beautiful tackle on the inside, and here comes Palmyra yet again. Check it out right here. This is Brock Butler going deep to, oh, look at that. Case Doyle again, face mask inverting at the other end of it. Is Palmyra going to get back into this thing with 4 minutes left, tie this up? Unfortunately, Brock Butler's pass ricochets around and is intercepted. So do you think the Panthers are dead? Not by a long shot, not yet. The defense would once again stand up, deny Blair Oaks any points. Palmyra still down 8. This is Brock Butler doing what he does, extending the play. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 6 Mississippi, 12 Mississippi. Whatever it was, it worked out. Over to Case Doyle, and Doyle's going to do the rest to get his team a chance to tie it up. It's 22-20 as Palmyra closes to within a 2-point conversion. The 2-point conversion fails. Palmyra trying to stop Blair Oaks. They were beaten on a play call. It's as simple as that. 3rd and long, Blair Oaks looking to run out the clock. Nope. Play action pop pass for a touchdown. Unbelievable call, unbelievable guts, unbelievable that it worked. Palmyra, though, still, after the PAT failed, down 8 with a minute to go, 90 yards. They get it all the way down to the 20-yard line with 5.3. So Brock Butler is going to have one chance with 5.3 seconds left from 20 yards away to give his team the tying touchdown and a needed 2-point conversion in this one. But unfortunately for Palmyra, Butler would end up getting sacked, as you will see right here. Run out of bounds, essentially, and that ends the ball game. Palmyra's miracle, Flower City miracle, just won't develop down the stretch. Valiant effort by two outstanding teams, but Palmyra goes down to defeat. Afterwards, Kevin Miles had some inspirational and tellingly proud words for his team.
You played like champions today. You know, it's the worst loss you're ever going to probably remember. We were there. We were so close. That we didn't get done today that we've been doing this year. So that's the way of the world, man. You can't do nothing about that. You got to be proud of the accomplishment. You've had a great year, a great team right there. Came here to our place and beat us. You got to respect that, because they came here and beat one of the best teams in last year in the state of Missouri. There's nothing to be ashamed of in this defeat. It hurts. It's gonna hurt. It's life. You got to move on.
Kevin Miles would tell his kids afterwards, every one of his seniors, that he loved them as well. Great season, easy kids to love. Fantastic job, Palmyra. Unfortunately, though, the run has come to an end. Now, the sledding would be no easier in the round of 8 for the region's other group of undefeated Panthers either. Camp Point Central's postseason odyssey took them to defending state champion Maroa-Forsyth in round 3, a game probably more suited for DeKalb in 2 weeks rather than in a paltry quarterfinal, but that's the way it played out. That's the deal the IHSA gave Central, and as you heard them say earlier this week, they were going to take on Jack Hockaday and company, and they were not going to flinch, and flinch they did not. First half a little rough, though. Defense, though, trying to set the tone in this one. Mike Johnson, all-state candidate, great tackle for loss right here. Jack Hockaday, though, he's a Division I recruit as a linebacker, not a bad quarterback either. A little pickup there for the small gain, but that kind of kept the chains moving, and here's Hockaday. Oh, just going to bully his way through the crowd. Big kid, tremendous talent, class, a little bit of a hot dog, maybe not so much right there. More to come in this one. On the naked bootleg, it's Hockaday for the 2-point conversion. 8-0 at that point in favor of Maroa-Forsyth. Cole Phillips trying to make some things happen right here. He's going to go to the air, hook up with Mr. Cranberg on the nice pickup right there. Then Bobby Kelt's going to go to work. Bobby Kelt's was just a man among boys today. Kelt's moving the chains, getting inside, making things happen, and that would keep the chains moving in this one. Cole Phillips back to the air, this time a little short completion. That's going to end up for decent yardage and continue to move the chains, and then Kelt's going to go to work. Short yardage run right here. It was all short yardage, but Kelt's made the most of everything, breaking through the middle. Touchdown to cut that lead, which was 14-0 at the half to 14-7 at that point. More Kelt's running, breaking tackles, trying to tie this game up late. Central moving the chains, and then Cole Phillips would go to the air, and unfortunately his pass would be intercepted. Jack Hockaday going to take the thing the other direction eventually. Long run after this interception right here, which was really a tough spot at the 8-yard line. Maroa-Forsyth stops Central from tying up the game. And there goes Hockaday running, rumbling, big pickup, sets up a insurance touchdown down the stretch. Central, an unbelievable season. They will finish it at 11-1 and lose to the defending state champion. Nothing to be ashamed about. Central bows out, though, in the state quarterfinals by the final count in this one of 22-7. Well, that left Quincy Notre Dame as the only last-gasp hope for the Final Four among our area, though the Raiders' path to glory wasn't exactly rolled out before them either, with a road trip to perennial powerhouse Rock Island Alleman, a team that doesn't do a lot fancy and, as we discovered today, really doesn't have to. That's kind of what their MO is. Pretty darn good. Bill Cannell's team locked in a battle of parochial powerhouses after an early Raider turnover. This is Connor Doak going in from 2 yards out. Kid just kept working the thighs, and they're big thighs, as you can see there. Earl Campbell type rumble right there. 2-yard touchdown at that point made it 6-0. Q&D's defense, though, standing up in this one. Kellen Barnes with a nice tackle for loss right there. And then with Alleman threatening, great bit of center field work by Jordan Chappell, as good as any player in our area this season. The pickoff right there sets things up. But Matt Hubble going to go to work in this one, and this is both great running and poor tackling on the part of the Raiders, as Hubble's going to get to the sideline and elude about 8 different guys who had a shot at him, had a touch on him. This is what you call yards after initial contact. You're going to spin away from everybody. He's going to fumble it, but recover his own fumble for the touchdown. At the half, it would be Alleman leading 14-0. Tell you what, Quincy Notre Dame gave no quarter with their defense in this game at any point, any time, or at any juncture in this one. Parker Kinsel going to come up with some defense right here with a nice tackle for loss, getting into the kid's thighs and knocking him down at that point. Second half, though, here come the Raiders. Third quarter kind of belonged to them after a fumble by Rock Island Alleman. It's Joey McKay hooking up with Brady Genenbacher to make it a 14-7 game. The lead had been halved, and then look at Genenbacher right here, showing a great backside pursuit. Number 21 on your screen, chasing down the quarterback from behind for a tackle for loss. Unfortunately, fourth quarter, lots of turnovers, 3 interceptions, in fact, in all, and that led to very bad things for the Raiders as they kind of shot themselves in the foot, lost the plus-minus battle, which they've been very good at this year. And that unfortunately got it to be a huge lead. Quincy Notre Dame did have one late touchdown from Joey McKay to Barry Welper, but too little, too late in this one as Quincy Notre Dame's fine season comes to an end. Final count in this one was 31-13, but again, the Raiders have done the area very proud as well with an outstanding season, bouncing back from that ugly Helias loss and really making a nice run this season. So everybody is done. High school football season is over, but there's still plenty more out there, and basketball starting up, so we've got a lot to look forward to. Also, the Missouri high school swim season is over, and sophomore Elliot Gietzke certainly made a splash in his second year with a 10th place finish today in the 100-meter freestyle and an 11th place finish in the 200-meter freestyle. Tell you what, that Hannibal boys program about to make a big spike like the girls program did a couple of years ago. Also, Elliot Gietzke, part of a really good relay team, along with Jamie Lemon, Tyler Bush, and Dylan Bell. So congratulations to those guys who posted a 16th place finish in the 200-meter free relay as well. And we are just getting warmed up here at the Big Overtime Show. When we continue, we'll take a look back at what was a trophy-bearing weekend of high school volleyball when overtime continues.
I think we were scrappier in the second game. We were going for everything more. We knew we had to push to get the second game and force the third.
It was our mission to come down here.
We've been fighting adversity this week, and kids were awesome. So, things.
It's a pretty good fit for me because academically they have great academics. Coach Kimner knows a lot about volleyball, so it's great for me to be able to further my career there. They have
You're watching KHQA Overtime with Chris Dewar. Brought to you by Con Communications.
And welcome back to Overtime, everybody. Our hopes for one, greedily 2 state volleyball championships were dashed on Friday when both Holy Trinity and West Prairie were dealt losses in their state quests. But the Cyclones did have something left to play for today, a win to end their season, a third-place trophy, and the first ever state victory as West Prairie. How would things shake down today at Redbird Arena? Got to give it up to the Crank Zone. 2 9 a.m. games. These young men were there with their full enthusiasm aflow today. pick it up for the second straight day. Game one kind of blah for the Cyclones, though Rachel Menzel kind of brought it right here, strong at the net, side out for the Cyclones. We'll give you kind of a smattering of the highlights of what I said was an otherwise kind of mediocre first game. Hannah Misek with a nice dump in right there, and then Misek playing some defense as well. You like to see this out of your setter. She's going to get up and get the block, and a much bigger outside hitter. Hannah is fearless. And then we also had back-to-back aces in this game from Courtney Campbell, who was probably the best server on the floor for West Prairie the entire weekend, but a 25-18 loss in game one to New Athens. Game two, a completely different animal. Jennifer Schwerer with the ace right there, knocking that in and knocking it in nicely. Then it's Miss Paige Webster, killing machine from the wing, punching that down hard, one of her 10 kills in the day to lead the entire Cyclones. Also getting into the kill action in game two, Kaylin Peterson making her presence felt, and then Rachel Menzel's going to swing. It's not going to work out for her, but she's going to be there to defend her own shot right here. Beautiful stuff from Rachel. Had a nice weekend with 8 kills as well. And how about we end game number 2 with a Schwerer ace to force the third and decisive game as West Prairie wins this one in a blowout, 25-13. Game number 3, the Yellow Jackets, well, their hopes were progressively more and more dashed in this one. Paige Webster again doing Paige Webster things right here, throwing down and throwing down hard. And how about this? She only had 1 point in the match, but good for Kelsey Bartell with a big block right here down the end. After things got tied late in this game, got tight, Kelsey Bartell with a pivotal block, and our girl Jen Reedy doing it to finish this thing off. The left-handed swing and the kill to seal the deal on a third-place trophy in the first ever trophy as West Prairie, first ever win, I should say, as West Prairie at state. Congratulations to the Cyclones. Terry Paul's crew rallied back today, showed great moxie and great resiliency like they have done all season long.
I think we were scrappier in the second game. We were going for everything more. We knew we had to push to get the second game and force the third.
It was our mission to come down here and finish first, actually, but since we weren't able to accomplish that, then our next goal was to come home with a win for West Prairie.
Losing yesterday was rough, but getting the final one today really just finishes the season on such a good note, and it's the best way to go out here.
There have been a couple real special circumstances with my niece, Jessica Sears, and my daughter, Brittany Paul, but everyone has been, I love the game, and I love working with kids, and I love being here, so it's working.
Congratulations, Cyclones. You've done the area proud. So, too, the Holy Trinity Crusaders. Didn't get a chance to show you this last night, taking on number 2 Janesville, number 1 Holy Trinity. Number 1, Michaela Fecky with a big kill right there. She had plenty of them, though in game number 1, Janesville was equal to the task. Great defensive team, and as our friend Chad Drury from the Burlington Hawkeye described it last night, more weapons in more places, at least early on in this game, with a couple of different kills in this one. As you will see, Janesville kind of seized command of game number 1. They would win it in an absolute rout, at least as far as Holy Trinity is concerned, 25-10, despite Fecky right here with a kill after 2 different attempts. Holy Trinity down after game number 1, 25-10. Game number 2, a much more Holy Trinity-styled affair, and it would start with Maria Vonderhaar going to do her thing. The outstanding setter going to do some nice work, playing some defense at the net, going to come up with a huge block right here to kind of set the tone for a game 2 runaway, as Holy Trinity is going to groove itself into a 25-14 win there. More of Miss Fecky. She was named the all-tournament captain for being the most outstanding player in the entire thing. You see why? Because it's Michaela Fecky, and she's unstoppable. She'll get aces, she'll get kills off her own serve, she'll kind of do just about everything if you ask her to. Michaela Fecky, a woman possessed this weekend. She had 31 more kills last night. Unfortunately, after winning game number 2, 25-22, it was all Janesville from there on out. But a wonderful weekend for Melissa Friesmeyer and company as they take second place. Wonderful showing all season long. And I tell you what, despite kind of the pain last night, plenty to be proud of for the Lady Crusaders.
We've been fighting adversity this week, and kids were awesome. So, things didn't go our way sometimes, but as far as the way they played tonight, they played hard. Michaela's done a great tournament, which is why she was named our captain of the all-tournament team. She's going to give you all she's got, and her kids are going to rally. The kids are going to rally behind her. So, I couldn't be more proud of these kids, what they've accomplished this season. They're a great group of kids, and most of them will be back next year. We'll miss our seniors who have added a lot, and, they had to step up in this tournament, and they did.
One other volleyball note we didn't have a chance to bring you last night. Karen Kemner continues to stock her Culver-Stockton program with local talent, picking up a pledge last night, or yesterday I should say, from Unity's promising libero/defensive specialist Mandy Brooks.
It's a pretty good fit for me because academically they have great academics. Coach Kimner knows a lot about volleyball, so it's great for me to be able to further my career there. They have really just, it's kind of a smaller school, and that'll fit me coming from a small school, and it's still pretty close to home, so I think I'll be able to learn a lot and play my favorite sport.
Mandy is a very passionate player. She always goes out to practice and always was working hard. She was always willing to push her teammates, and she loves to learn. That's a big thing that I loved about her, so they're going to get a great player.
Especially if I talk about Mandy, I think she's just an outstanding example of what athletics are doing here in our tri-state area. We're continuing to produce really good athletes who have an understanding of the game, and as well as having great academics. I mean, she's the epitome of a great student.
She is indeed the epitome of a great student athlete, and congratulations to her. Some heartbreak in football today. Illinois College had a backdoor chance to end up winning its first ever Midwest Conference Championship today, thanks to St. Norbert getting upset, but the Blue Boys couldn't hold up their end of the bargain. They lose on the road to Carroll, 23-21, finished the season at 8-2, no playoff berth. Quincy University season also, boy, comes to an ugly end today as they couldn't get much offense going. 20-3 was your final. Nick Lonergan, though, the outstanding quarterback out of Jacksonville High School, set the school single-season record for both completions and pass attempts today for a season in this game. Also, good news for Culver-Stockton, ending on a high note. 84-yard punt return from Andy Smith spurs the Wildcats to their second win of the season as they beat Graceland by the final count of 20-10. Western Illinois on the road today in Sycamore Country, taking on the Trees. They'd be screaming trees of sorts today because Nico Watson was not giving any mercy. Short yardage specialist today, not one but two touchdowns of 3 yards. You see them both right here as the Leathernecks get the victory today. Final count in this one, 21-14. They scored 21 unanswered early. Hang on to win by the final count in this one of 21-14. Some college scores to pass along today. Quincy University men losers at Lindenwood, 74-58. Dalton Hoover was 6-7 in the loss there. At the Bill Maris tournament, Illinois College wins its own tournament. Brandon Berry leading the way with 24 points in that one. Also want to mention Bushnell product Mitch Murphy showing out, making the all-tournament team with 25 points for Knox College, which beat Principia today. Well, more scores for you, and our Con Communications Connection nominee, our second one for the month of November, coming up next. Well, time now to unveil our latest Con Communication connection for the month of November. Your chance to play sports director and to decide on the best highlight of the entire month and perhaps win a nice prize package in so doing. Now, at the end of this month, we'll post a listing of all our nominees on our website at KHQA.com. You simply have to go on at the end of the month and vote for your favorite. And we'll randomly pick one of you voters, after the process is done, to be our winner. Let's give you nomination number 2, and it is a good one from today. Just in case. Case Doyle, an amazing day. Both sides of the football, phenomenal player. And this catch was just something absolutely special. The big tight end showing small guy hands with that snare. One more look at it. Great pass from Brock Butler. Even better play from Case Doyle to tip it to himself. That might be the best catch I've seen all year. Although Jordan Nutt had a pretty darn good one as well. What's it with it? The Palmyra guys, outstanding receivers. Congratulations to Case Doyle. He will join Josh Turner of Macon as our 2 early November nominees. 2 more coming before the month is through. And then at the end of the month, right after Thanksgiving, you'll have your chance to vote. Some college basketball scores to pass along for you tonight on the women's variety. Monster game for the pride of Jacksonville, Brittany Burgess against Fontbonne today, but Illinois College goes down to defeat. 64-59 was your final on that one. And a tough day for the women of HLG University. They end up losing 45-62. And we'll have more overtime for you coming up after this. Well, certainly it was a tough day in local sports, but that does not diminish what a great fall it has been. Congratulations to everybody on all of your accomplishments. Coming up tomorrow, you'll get a chance to meet my new sports henchman. Will Wilson makes his debut right here tomorrow night. He'll have Quincy University women's soccer covered for you at 10 o'clock. He'll see you then, everybody.